today let's talk about Edelweiss mid-cap fund and perhaps as a lesson from this, why it's very important to look at fund fact sheets, past fund fact sheets before you choose a fund to invest so that you understand what the fund did in the past. So this is currently it's a 4-star rated fund, and value research, when it tried to rejig their ratings after the SEBI categorization rules, they claimed that they will only rate a fund if it has not changed significantly in investment style. But that has not been the case. I have shown several funds where the investment style has significantly changed, including this one. For example, SBI focused fund, but they still carried on with the star rating. So if this 4-star rating is supposedly right quantitatively, then over the last 3 years the fund should have never changed its investment style, but that's not right, as we shall see. Now this fund, Edelweiss Midcap, has got an extraordinarily colorful history. Well, most funds have, but this fund has got particularly. So if you look at the oldest fact sheets available, June 2013, the fund was called Edelweiss Select Midcap Fund, and it had a benchmark of BSE Midcap, and it said it will primarily invest in midcap companies. In August 2015, it was renamed as Edelweiss Emerging Leaders Fund, and it was the fund strategy became to invest in mid and small cap companies, and the benchmark became CNS Midcap. Then in November 2016, JP Morgan sold out their business to Edelweiss, and Edelweiss Emerging Leaders was merged with JP Morgan India Mid and Small Cap Fund, and then the combination was renamed as Edelweiss Mid and Small Cap Fund, and the benchmark was also changed to Nifty Free Float Midcap 100. Of course, that is because the NSE themselves went through some changes and they started renaming everything from CNX to NSE. And now they said they're going to invest in smaller companies, and that was a very vague investment mandate. Then finally came the SEBI regulations, and from March 28, 2018, the fund became Edelweiss Midcap Fund, and with a mandate to hold a minimum of 65% of midcap stocks. What is even more astonishing for me is that the fund from Edelweiss was started in August 2011, but because of the JP Morgan scheme merger, and because the JP Morgan fund had an older inception date, the current inception date today is listed as December 2007. So, I mean, if you look at so much history, you just lose the interest to do any kind of number crunching, because everything becomes useless. So, what is the point if the fund has changed so much? So, if you look at the asset allocation strategy of the fund, this gray color is the small cap contribution, and it has significant small cap allocation from July 2017, for which I have data, up to January 2018, and they started decreasing it probably in anticipation of the SEBI regulations, and of the SEBI change that they themselves announced, the change because of the SEBI regulations they themselves announced. And from about June 2018, it had a little bit of small caps, and it became a mid-cap mutual fund. So this is the reason why you can't take this fund seriously, past history of this fund seriously, at least anything beyond June 2018. So you have to only look at the last couple of years. But for what it's worth, if you do look at the last 5-year performance, it does not done much. The fund has underperformed pretty much, at least until the crash. Just before the crash, the fund has significantly underperformed the mid cap and the Nifty Next 50 index. Of course, in the last couple of years, if you look at the last 1 year performance, the fund has got a return of minus 6.6%, which is significantly better than the Nifty mid cap of minus 14%. And the last 2 year data, again, it's minus 5.4 for the fund, and the Nifty mid cap is minus 9.8. So there are pros and cons for this. The cons are there's lack of history. For only 780 crores, it has got a slightly higher expense ratio of 0.68%. Axis Midcap has got only 0.56. Kotak emerging on 0.63. Then Mirae has got a very inviting 0.48%. Of course, all these are temporary, they will keep changing and so on. But I think Edelweiss should keep it a little more inviting to get some more AUM. The positives are you have a quiet fund which will not have too much of AUM increase like the other funds because they're not related to the banks. And if you don't mind taking your chance with such a fund, then you can consider Edelweiss mid cap. Whatever it is, just because you see a star rating and just because you see an inception date on the fund doesn't mean the fund is really that old. And you have to actually look at the changes in investment mandate. So that's what I want to say in this video. Catch you later. Bye bye.